With millions of YouTube channels, lovers of the weird, wacky, and what the choose Talks a Lot Entertainment. This is Dick's News US. Hail and welcome to Dick's News US. Number 7. The one about dead bodies, freaky people, and stupid teachers and schools. Man. I hope you're all doing fabulous tonight. We do have a lot of stupid-ass people to talk about tonight, and it's going to be a good time. Trust me. And if you have the maturity level of a 12-year-old, this show will be perfect for you. All right? And you're going to have a great, great time with this. Oh, my gosh. Because we're not talking politics. Not right now. Nope. We taking a step back. And we chilling, and we gonna talk about just ridiculous shit. All right, but first, we say hello to the chat. Hail to Vince Womack. Excuse me. Hope you're doing well, sir. Great to see you here, as always. And hail to John Edgar. Just popped into the chat. How you doing, sir? Hope you're doing good tonight. 12-year-old too mature for me. That's what Joe Biden said. Boom. Oh, snap. Anyway, so we'll just get the meat talk out of the way before we start this, okay? Tonight, I did a do-over on last week's meat dish, okay? And what last week's was double butterflying a cut of meat, covering it in butter, a special butter mixture, and then rolling it up. And then you bake it. Or, well, you roast it at 300 for about 70 to 90 minutes, depending on the cut of meat, you know. And last week, my wife wound up leaving the cut of meat to cook for almost 3 times longer than it was supposed to. And so it was like super dry, but it was still flavorful and it was good when you put the gravy on it. But it was dry and it was. Tonight, I was able to just like buckle down and focus on the whole thing. I literally just finished eating before I came in here. And honestly, it came out really good this time as far as cook times and the way it looked. Presentation was fantastic, but I chose the wrong cut of meat. Yeah, I went with a London broil, and I didn't think about the fact that London broils kind of need to be tenderized. As a meat man, you'd think I'd remember that, but no, not at all. But so other than the cut of meat, it turned out pretty good this time. Next time, I think I'm going to go with thick cut New York strip steaks, and I'm going to just single butterfly those and then cover them and then roll them, and it'll be great. But anyway, there's the meat talk for tonight. So I hope you're all doing fantastic. Vince Womack said, "This is weird. I think last week I had chow mein, same as today." Yeah, I was having serious deja vu with all of this, bro. Like, even down to the fact that I had to go to work and leaving it unattended, right? And I was like, damn, it's going to overcook. Shit. I got home and my wife, being amazing and wonderful, lovely lady that she is, she actually shut it off when it was perfectly done, and then I pan-seared it. So good. And John Edgar says, sounds delish. It was pretty good. Once I get the right cut of meat for it, it'll be perfect. It'll be perfect. But this recipe has also got me thinking, like, I could double butterfly like a pork tenderloin and then fill it with cheese and then roll it up and then cook it after, tying it and basting it and whatever I decide. And yeah, I guess I'm still a little hungry. I should have had a roll. My wife made homemade rolls. Oh no, those were store-bought rolls, but they're good because they're Texas rolls and they're delicious. And oh my gosh. And now that you've seen me puff, make sure that you catch the Corey's Corner from this morning where we talked about addictions. Yes, indeed. It was a half-retarded show, to put it gently. I couldn't keep a coherent train of thought running for more than like 45 seconds or so. It was pretty crazy. But the back half was pretty good. You know, if you want to skip around and whatever, the back half is pretty nice. Vince Womack still continuing a little bit of the meat discussion. That's okay. We're still within the first. We're still 5 minutes in. It's fine. He says, need to go look for a new butcher. My meat guy is going into retirement beginning of next year. Dude, I wish I could go to the butcher. I really do. The butchers out here, because we have a lot of cattle ranchers and stuff, they know what they have, so it's really expensive. And I mean, like, crazy expensive. Like, if the recipe that I did tonight calls for a beef tenderloin, but it has to be a Chateaubriand cut, and that shit is crazy expensive because you can only get that from a butcher. You're not going to find that at like your local supermarket or some shit, you know. Like, I might be able to find it at a meat market, but it will be an elevated cost. No bueno. I do not like exorbitant costs. I didn't say that right, but I don't care. Yeah. He says butcher is only once per week max. Yeah. I would love to go to the local meat locker and get me some, but all right, let's talk not entertainment worthy stuff, shall we? The first piece of news that we have today is a landscaping crew mows around a dead body assuming it was a Halloween prop. Vince Womack is probably familiar with this story because I posted it on the Gilded Toxalot Town Square. Make sure you're joined so you can get a preview of some of the articles that I go over some of the time. Now, this, of course, is coming from WDBO 107.3 FM from Orlando. Yes. Make sure you join Toxalot Town Square. Now, a landscaping crew mows around a dead body, assuming it was a Halloween prop. That's got to be pretty crazy. Yeah. Like, honestly. All right. The dead body of a North Carolina man was ignored for several days because it was mistaken for a Halloween decoration. Before we continue, hail to Landrigan. Yes. I read backwards better than I do forwards, I guess. But hail. Yes. John Edgar says Florida again. And Landrigan's like, yeesh, man. What is up with that? All right. So earlier this month, police found the body of a 34-year-old Robert Owens lying face down in the grass near a home in China Grove, North Carolina. China? But it turned out that the lawn care worker had encountered the body a day earlier and mowed around it, assuming it was a Halloween prop. The cause of death is not yet known, pending an autopsy. Police do not have say they do not suspect foul play. And that was the whole opening story, ladies and gentlemen. If you have to die, don't die in your front lawn, because they might, especially in October, because they might think you are a Halloween prop. Your corpse. They were letting the long pork age. Vince Womack says they don't get paid for moving stuff. Well, yeah. For real. What a crappy way to go. I agree, John. I agree. Indeed, Mr. Edgar. Indeed. I mean, honestly, could you imagine how shitty that would freaking be for, like, your family? You know? Like, what do you mean he was laying there for 3 days before you found him? He was laying there. The grass is cut around him. What is going on here? And so he just lays there. And then, like, eventually, like, you know, it's probably a little chillier at night. So he didn't start stinking too fast. So they just assumed he was a Halloween decoration, right? Because that totally, you know, I can believe that. I honestly can believe that that would happen. I would. 100%. I mean, think about how hyper realistic we make everything these days. And then on top of that, think about how apathetic the average person is towards seeing anything. They see something like that and they're like, whatever. You know, you mix those two things and you got like a dead body chilling there for 3 days in a lawn because the guys are like, I don't know what a real dead body looks like. I've never seen a real dead body. And I'm sitting here thinking, well, aren't you a lucky fuck? Gosh. Anyway, yeah, I don't know about you guys, but that is definitely not something I would really like. If I were still a landscape worker, because I did landscaping in the past and I hated every single fucking second of it. I would have quit that day. I'd have been like, yeah, peace. Vin says I saw my first dead body when I was around 6 years old. Yeah, I think mine was like 11. No. No, I would have been about 6 or 7 as well. It was grandma. It was weird. Wow. Vince says guy got run over by a tram and got his arm ripped off. That is brutal and crazy, man. That is insane. I once watched a motorcyclist on a crotch rocket rear end a flatbed tow truck, and the bed caught him just under the helmet. Yeah, that was not a pretty sight. Anyway, we're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. Gosh. There's some freaky, nasty shit that happens in this world, guys. I don't know if you knew that or not. I mean, honestly. Damn. Yeah, no shit. Life is full of disgusting, terrible things. It's how you react to them and how you cope that makes it a good life or not. You know what I mean? But this is not the Mental Health Monday show. No. If anything, it's the mental disorder show, because the next thing that we going to talk about, man, Vince says that's some Final Destination shit. No, it's like 2:00 in the morning on a fucking Sunday. And this guy was probably toasted because there's no way he didn't see the truck. And I didn't see his lights come on, but you know, he was doing at least 35, but we're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. Gosh. Anyway, so the next part brings us to our freaky people. Oh my gosh, people. Get ready for this. Deputy says he found a man having sex with a stuffed animal in a rocking vehicle. And there's the wonderful, lovely human being that was apparently doing that. Apparently his name is Theodore T. Morgavan the third. Morgavan. I've never tried to pronounce that out loud until this moment. I probably should have, but Morgavan the third. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about a man fucking a stuffed animal. If you don't like that, you might want to leave. Baxter County, Arkansas. She's my mother, or she's my sister, she's my ma. We all live in Arkansas. He's my brother, he's my pa. We all live in Arkansas. Wait, stuffed like a toy or taxidermy? You'll find out very soon. All right, a 55-year-old Arkansas man faces drug and sexual indecency charges after deputies says he spotted him having sex with a stuffed animal. Yes. Man. A judge found probable cause to charge 55-year-old Theodore T. Morgavan III with possession of a controlled substance, methamphetamine. You're telling me this guy was a meth addict and he was fucking a stuffed animal? Crazy. Ugh. Furnishing, possession, or using prohibited articles. possession of drug paraphernalia, and public sexual indecency. He appeared in court on Monday, where he pleaded not guilty to the charges. Yeah, that'll fly. That'll fly. John Edgar says, Baxter County, Arkansas. I grew up near there. This explains everything. Banjos were involved, clearly. And that explains it. Yep. Meth head. But we're not done yet. According to court documents, a Baxter County Sheriff's deputy saw a vehicle at 12:45 a.m. last Sunday at Midway Store and Lock, a self-storage facility. He's getting his rock on at the lock. With the lock on? That fell apart. Whatever. Anyway, he stated that he observed that the vehicle was rocking, according to the affidavit. The deputy reported he looked inside the vehicle and saw Morgavan having sex with a stuffed animal. Upon learning that Morgavan had a search waiver on file from Arkansas Department of Community Correction, by the way, that means if you have a search waiver on file, that means you've been convicted multiple times, or you're on parole or probation, and that they have an open right to be able to search your vehicle. Or that is something you can occasionally enter into voluntarily, but that seems really stupid. Anyway, upon learning that Morgavan had a search waiver, they searched his vehicle and found a purse containing 2 marijuana pipes and 1 syringe. While Morgavan was being booked into Baxter County Detention Center, the affidavit stated another deputy found approximately 3 grams of methamphetamine in the purse. So they didn't find the meth in the purse with the pipes and stuff the first search, so they just went through it more thoroughly and then found 3 grams of meth. That's a lot, from my understanding. Wow. Anyway, judge set Morgavan's bond at $5,000, and he's due back in court October 30th. Wow. Again, another person I feel really sorry for is the deputy that had to see this man fucking a stuffed animal. I mean, he's just in the back like, oh, Teddy. Oh, Teddy. The actual fuck. And like, he looks like a winner. Winner, chicken dinner. Mom don't even love that mug. Like, the fuck? 55 years old, and he's all like, I can't afford a hooker because I bought my drugs, so I'm gonna. That thing. Yep. I bought myself a new nasty little My Little Pony doll. I was just like, fuck it. Literally. Yep. Vince Womack says, I can believe the sheriffs found it. Yeah, that was my thought too. I'm like, they just randomly found it, or did they put it in there? Just, indeed. John Edgar says, agreed. I hope they offered the deputies some department-funded therapy. Yeah, or at least a few shots on the house. Ugh. Can you imagine how that went? I mean, you roll up, the officer rolls into the parking lot. The car is rocking, right? Rocking back and forth and shit. And then the next thing you know, deputy's like, flashlight. And dude's like, this mug whips over the shoulder. And he's like, with that same look on his face. Just the, like, and like, as he turns, like, the My Little Pony thing just like, whoop. I'm assuming it's My Little Pony. I don't know. He looks like a guy that would fuck a stuffed horse. I don't know. Would a teddy bear make it better? I don't know. How about a Winnie the Pooh doll? Who knows? I mean, honestly, speaking of Winnie the Pooh, if you haven't seen my review for it yet, go watch it. Blood and Honey. For a recap, it was fucking terrible. Vince Womack says, but they didn't clarify the stuffed animal part. Here in the United States, stuffed animal means toy, teddy bear kind of thing. Just saying. They would specify taxidermied, and then it would take it to a whole nother level. John Edgar says, that's a good point. I feel like we need to know what kind of animal it was. Why are you looking for a replacement? Were you a little too rough there, John? Oh my gosh. I'm just saying, though, like, typically stuffed animal means toy. But anyway, about Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. This movie is rated R. In the first 5 minutes of this movie, it has boobs. And for some reason, fourth graders were distraught after being shown Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. And again, clicked on the wrong one. If you want to check out the thing, it's in the live chat right now, or it's on my page. Make sure you're subscribed. John Edgar says, I am single right now. Haha, haha. I regret that joke. I would too. I don't blame you. That was a terrible joke. I'm judging you. Just a little bit. But seriously, so a teacher played the slasher flick Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey to his 4th grade class, enraging the parents and distressing some students. First of all, the fact that it's some students were distressed by this also bothers me slightly, because I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with these 4th graders? They're not distressed by this. This was a terrible fucking movie, and like, I wouldn't force this on my worst enemies. Honestly, I wouldn't. I would not force this movie on anybody ever. And yes, again, it's Florida. Or no, this is K-Pax, Missoula, and Western Montana. But according to this, yep, a class of Florida 4th graders. Yay. A school movie day can be an exciting treat for rambunctious youngsters, but a class of Florida 4th graders tasked with choosing the day's flick were confronted with a trick instead. Students at the Academy for Innovative Education in Miami Springs decided the class would watch Winnie the Pooh and Blood and Honey when the math teacher allowed them the choice on October 2nd. So they let the kids choose this? That 4th grade teacher is a retard. Damn. I mean, think about that. Although anything with Winnie the Pooh in the title may sound suitable for kid, Blood and Honey is anything but. No fucking shit. It's a literal slasher movie. It doesn't matter how bad it is. It's not for children. Shit. John Edgar says, I'm starting to think that growing up in Florida would have been way better than growing up in Arkansas. Probably. Just saying. Landrigan says, what the fuck? Yeah, I agree, bro. I agree. Instead of the typical happy adventure story of a lovable bear and his friends, the unrated slasher film, it's rated R. It is not unrated. You fucking crackheads. Follows the familiar character and Piglet as they become murderous monsters, a transformation sparked by Christopher Robin leaving for college. So they're just going to ruin or explain the whole fucking movie. Okay. Michelle Diaz, a parent of 2 4th grade twin students at the Academy for Innovative Education, who were distraught after the movie, told CBC Miami the careless teacher allowed the film to play for 20 to 30 minutes before turning it off, despite alleged requests from students. 20 minutes? I'm just sitting here thinking about the first 20 minutes of that movie, and I'm all like, bro, you should have gotten about 7 minutes and 55 seconds into it and gone, damn, and shut it off. Okay? What? Vince Womack says, I can believe he wasn't paying attention to the title. I can also believe that he was not paying attention to the screen. Vince Womack says, happened to me too. That's how I got to own Alien Resurrection. Okay. That's cool. But 20 fucking minutes? 20 to 30 minutes in that movie is like lifetime. You see boobs, you see people getting murdered, you see the nasty drool shit coming out fucking Winnie the Pooh's face and whatnot. And like, really? That guy didn't pay attention for 30 minutes while they watched this movie. Like, I get that he probably has like stuff to grade, but he should probably glance up every once in a while, especially if he's never seen the movie. Because if he had ever seen the movie, he would know it's not suitable to choose for children. But, you know, stupid fucking teachers. There's the stupid teachers portion of this. Ugh, he didn't stop the movie, even though there were kids saying, hey, stop the movie. We don't want this. Yeah, we don't want to watch this. We don't want to want this. That's what this says right here. We don't want to want this. We don't want to want this. If you don't want it, then you don't want it. And then why are you wanting it and you don't want to want it? What? Gosh, K-Pax. Learn how to fucking write. Montanaans. Gosh. It makes me think of that song. I want you to want me. We want you to want this. We don't want to want this. I mean, fuck it. The mom said she and other parents felt completely abandoned by the school and the teacher who allowed the students to choose the movie without knowledge of its plot. No shit. Kind of stupid. It's not for them to decide what they want. It's up to the professor to look at the content. I agree. Wow. In a statement to Scripps News, the school said the film was mistakenly shown during an indoor lunch. Oh. And that the situation has been handled with all involved. What? Vince Womack says, did Bounding into Comics guest write this article? Spencer could have moonlighted, but it says the name is Alex Arger. Apparently, Spencer's Bakuli ghost writes as Alex Arger for K-Pax Missoula. Yeah, and I know. Yeah. Yeah. All right, Spencer, getting around, huh? Awesome one says addiction part 2. Kind of. I'm addicted to stupid people doing stupid things sometimes. Let's see. Wait. Yep, we're right here. Only the first 20 minutes of the movie was played. During those first 20 minutes, there was a scary scene that was shown. No shit. At the point, the teacher turned off the video. 20 minutes in, you saw boobs and shit. Scary stuff. Dipshits. Like, what the fuck? Everyone involved in this is an utter and complete moron. Goodness. Anyway, the issue was promptly addressed with the teachers, students, and parents that were involved. The school has they edited this for clarity, obviously. The school has followed all school district policies and procedures, blah, 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 blah. Already met with mental health counselors and a principal. Well, it's good that they went to the mental health council. I almost need mental health counseling after watching Blood and Honey. I mean, come on. The horror film was released in February after the original Winnie the Pooh book entered the public domain the year before. Though Disney still owns the interpretations of the story's characters, small changes in Blood and Honey allowed it to avoid copyright issues. No shit. That's how it fucking works. Such as a change in Pooh Bear's shirt and omitting copyrighted characters like Tigger. Yes, I can't wait for the sequel. Oh my gosh. Like, seriously, 20 minutes into Blood and Honey, it... John Edgar says, this is just epic level stupid. It is. It's absolutely stupid. Hence, stupid teachers. And a stupid school. We'll get there soon, though. Trust me. Awesome One says, they showing porn in schools now, beside the books they allow. This is true. True facts. True facts. Man. So that was our first stupid school. I've got another one, hence the reason I pluralized it in the title. I just got to embiggen it to like 200 and 300%. Yeah. I'm trying to think of a single time that like a teacher showed us something they weren't supposed to when I was younger. And you can take that however you want, I suppose. But just dirty jokes hidden everywhere in there. I need to go check the Rumble chat. Rumble chat, nope. YouTube, good. All right. And now we're going to get into the main body of the discussion for tonight. I know I said it was going to be light on politics, and there's not going to be a lot of politics, but what we're about to talk about is technically social politics. Vince Womack says, how is Eeyore going to off himself in the sequel? Well, spoiler alert, Eeyore was cannibalistically consumed by Winnie the Pooh, Piglet, Rabbit, and Owl. So Eeyore is dead and eaten. The only ones that they did not show in the movie after the first 5 minutes was Rabbit and Owl. So can't wait to see what that's like. Oh boy. Awesome one says a teacher put a condom on a cucumber once in sex ed class. I was like, weird Ziploc bag there. Legit. That's a very strange way to preserve food. Yep. Yeah. Kids these days don't get to use bananas or cucumbers or stuff like that to learn how to put on a condom. They get to use dildos and stuff because the whole fucking education system is just such one gigantic pedophile. But anyway, Vince says the owl is going to be in the sequel according to the trailer. Yep. And that means Rabbit will be there too. Trust me. Oh, I hate that movie so much. And how stupid can you be to show that to fourth graders? Gosh. But anyway, this next story comes from the Washington Examiner on Monday, October 23rd. That's today. Oregon removes writing, reading, and math mastery from high school graduation requirements. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. They said they were going to do it, and they fucking did it. So, before we dive into that article, Rabbit, meat's back on the menu, boys. But yes. Awesome one says, bad, writing, shame, LOL. Vince Womack says, wow. Yeah. So I'm going to make our poll for the night. But I'm not going to drop it until after we get into this article just a little bit. Sorry, I can't type and write at the same time. Yeah, that's a good one. All right. Now I'll go ahead and bring this back up. All right. Man. Vince Womack says, I read when they proposed it, kind of not surprised they went through with it. Not either. Wow, this doesn't even surprise me anymore. Another victory for Soros. Indeed. He says, if the poll has a white background, the text won't show up, so I'm not sure what I'm voting for. Okay, then. I haven't submitted it yet, but we'll get into this and then I'll drop it. So the Oregon State Board of Education, the State Board of Education, unanimously voted on Thursday to remove proof of mastery in reading, writing, and math in order to graduate from high school until 2029. The board argued that requiring all students to pass one of several standardized tests or to create an in-depth assignment their teacher judged as meeting state standards was a harmful hurdle for students of color, disabled students, and those learning English as a second language. So there you go. Do you they're removing it because of racism? Oh my gosh. So there's the poll, ladies and gentlemen. Should reading, writing, and math be a requirement for everyone to graduate? Your choices are yes, no, and you're a racist, Corey. Yeah. I mean, honestly, are you fucking serious? The standardized tests will be given, but not play a role in determining whether students receive their diploma. Yep, there it is, as John Edgar would say. Good grades are racist now. Yep. All right. Awesome one says, oh, my YouTube fixed it. I can read it. Nice. That's good. I'm glad that you're actually able to do that. YouTube often likes to fuck with people, and it's not okay. But anyway, we haven't suspended any sort of assessment, State Board member Vicky Lopez Sanchez said during the board meeting. Did she have to display mastery in reading, writing, and arithmetic to graduate? Because, I mean, stop me if I'm wrong, and I know I'm a racist asshole, but Lopez Sanchez sounds to me like she might be a POC. Just saying. Vince Womack says good grades are a sign of white supremacy. Yep. White supremes. Yep. The only thing we're suspending is the inappropriate use of how those assessments were being used. I think that really is in the best interest of Oregon students. First of all, it's not racist to want them to be good at basic education stuff, okay? Reading, writing, and arithmetic. If the standardized tests are somehow biased, then fix the tests. But it needs to play a role. And it's not because of race. You're a racist motherfucker for thinking that it needs to be done away with so these people can graduate. Because you're automatically insinuating that any person of color, any disabled individual, or any person learning English as a second language isn't smart enough to actually grasp it and get it. So you, Vicky Lopez Sanchez, are a racist piece of fucking shit. Why would you fucking think that they're too dumb to be able to do this? Just because of this color of the, like, I've known a lot of individuals with autism and stuff like that, Down syndrome, that have gone on to be incredibly successful and get their high school diplomas and everything while being able to do this, while being able to do reading, writing, and math. I mean, honestly, fuck. Vince Womack says, looks like a POC, sounds like a POS. Indeed. Vince Womack says, if they fail reading, writing, and math, then that failure is on the teachers. It is. And fuck them teachers. They ain't doing their damn job anyway. But seriously, they want to talk racism? This is the hugest racist move I've ever seen in the world of education. more so than segregation of the races during like segregated universities and shit. That's probably super controversial to say, but what the fuck ever. Because honestly, they're saying that people of color and people that are disabled aren't smart enough to be able to do this, so we're not going to make it a requirement. Fuck you. It's your job to make them smarter. And you're clearly being lazy, so fuck all them teachers. Fucking lazy bastards. Especially in Oregon. What the fuck is with the West Coast, yo? Like, the entire West Coast is fucked. Seriously. Anyway, opponents of the new order argued that removing the requirements devalues an Oregon diploma. It fucking does. I'm not going to hire somebody that's fresh out of high school that can't prove to me that they can do math, that they can read what the fuck is going on, and that they can write out any necessary stuff. Okay? If I were an employer, I would tell those people to fucking pound sand, kick rocks, get fucked. Because honestly, they're useless. Because most of the time, if a person is not educated, they are not emotionally stable either. So they're going to be reactive. So you can't have them in a customer service environment. Ugh. Vince Womack says, what is the definition of education in Oregon? State programming. Yeah. It does devalue it, but the opponents argued that helping students with low academic skills through an extra instruction in writing and math has helped them. Shocker. However, supporters claim that forcing students to spend extra time on schoolwork eliminates their opportunity to take an elective and does not translate how they perform after graduation. Opportunity to take an elective. That is a fucking stupid thing to say. Okay? Electives should not be important in any way, shape, or form if you're failing at core. If you're not good at the core subjects, you shouldn't be allowed to take electives. And of course, Vince gets it. Once again, elective, they mean activism. Exactly. Because community service and activism and all that bullshit is now an elective in high schools all over the country of the United States. And this is a fucking problem. Because they're like, oh, we'd rather have them protest, not be good at reading and writing and math. Oh my gosh, we'd rather just like, who cares if they know what's written on their picket signs, as long as they're angry enough to throw them at people. Fucking assholes. We're unable to ethically make a different decision at this point. It is also unethical for us to continue to require this when we know it can continue to cause harm and has had no change in how students are performing. Then do your fucking job better. Better. Do it better. Chairwoman Guadalupe Martinez Zapata. Okay, seriously, I am not a fucking racist, but apparently these people, these POCs are pieces of shit because they don't think that, like, did they not have to do that? Fuck you guys. This is like Peter Dinklage fucking sweeping the legs out of every midget that ever wanted to work in fucking Hollywood. These people, these Hispanic women are literally undercutting the actual educational development of entire societal groups because they think it's bad and it's racist that it affects their graduation. Fuck you. You're racist for thinking they're stupid. You bitch ass cunt. Both of them are fucking crazy bitch ass cunts. Like, what the fuck is that? Gosh. How do you think Neil deGrasse Tyson would feel about this? Just wondering. Hundreds of state residents have filed public comments on the subject, and most are in favor of keeping the requirements. That means Oregon is still stupid as fuck. But mastery is not the only graduation requirement. Students also need to earn a certain amount of credits and create an education plan that helps them achieve their goals after high school. Vey. Like, let's be real, okay? Hail to Lord Shax on the Rumble side. He says, how will they be able to vote in Oregon if they remove all that? Doesn't matter. They're all already so stupid, they've permanently voted in all the communists. Word. Seriously, though, this change should make it easier for the change in the Idaho border moving further west. Oh boy. And you've been dinklaged. Yep. Word. John Edgar says, I see coworkers in call center jobs who are barely able to enunciate common words, talk to customers with rude apathy, and make huge blunders I have to fix later. And that is the downfall of not requiring proper education. It's a huge, huge issue when we stop caring if people can read and write. Okay? You can't tell me that individuals that are learning English as a second language can't take these tests in their native language. I guarantee you they're fucking there in their native language. And numbers, I know this is really hard for most people to understand, but numbers are a universal fucking concept. It's math. If you can't figure out numbers, what fucking good are you? All the offense intended that you could possibly get from that. Because honestly, name one fucking industry in the entire world that does not use math on some scale. And yeah, I know most of these Oregon high school students are going to go on to make fries and flip burgers anyway because the education system literally fucked them out of a future. But whatever. Oh my gosh. And John Edgar says, exactly. And that's also a reason that a lot of people think they can just coast through fucking life because they're like, oh, well, I graduated from high school and I didn't have to do shit. It was awesome. I got to go and I got to protest and I got to like drink beer and fucking do heroin and all this crazy shit. High school was amazing. But did you fucking learn anything? No. That's not what school's for. Why would we go somewhere where people want to teach us stuff? The future of the world. Fuck, dude. And just wait. Starts with Oregon, and then it'll move a little further south, and then it'll move east, and it'll oversweep everything and every fucking math and English class we ever took as functional adults means absolutely fucking nothing. Yes, it gives us a huge superiority over 90% of the future generations because they're oh fucking well. But seriously, I don't want stupid children. I don't want stupid people anymore. I would love to be able to see an education system that actually educates instead of indoctrinate and cash cow, cash farm it with government subsidies and bullshit. I mean, honestly. Vince Womack says, even flipping burgers can require math. Yeah, with 3 burgers on the grill and an order for 7 comes in, how many must he/she add? I don't care about the non-binary people, bro. Like, what is that? That person's literally binary. Gosh. Yeah. John Edgar says, as if my opinion of public school teachers couldn't get any worse. Word. Vince Womack says the answer should be 7 because we want fresh burgers. Well, too bad you're getting the ones from the fucking freezer, buddy. They're going to be lukewarm. And you're going to wonder, is that cheese or some kind of biological growth? Because food safety checks, typically require some kind of numerical documentation and an understanding of how that stuff works. But, oh well. Lord Shax over here says they even recently tried changing math, saying that 1 plus 1 doesn't always equal 2. Yeah, I know. And they're fucking stupid. Because 1 plus 1 is 11. Wait. Haha. Just kidding. Gosh. Whatever. I've always hated the American education system. Ever since I was a victim of it. And I use that term purposefully because that's like anyone who suffered the mind-numbing, intellectual, deadening experience that was high school should feel assaulted by it. Should feel like a victim of the education system. And it's my personal opinion that we need to do better. Yeah. Who says that? Oh, that's right. Polly says do better. Well, hey, education system of America everywhere. Do better. Vince Womack says 1 plus 1 can be 11 in some programming languages. Just saying. Well, la-di-da for that. La-di-da for that. Yep. I never thought I would actually live to see the day when we willfully executed our education system. Lord Shack says Oregonians. I still can't get over that's what their name like. Will soon be labeled non-library. Yeah, not a problem there. They'd be all like, I don't need books. Let's burn them. The next thing you know, they won't have teeth because they won't believe in the magic of dentistry. That man can read. Burn him at a stake. And they don't know what a stake is. So they're like, okay, well, they're just going to throw meat at him. Set it on fire while I throw meat at him. Yeah, John Edgar liked your joke there, Shax. Good job. Sometimes I wonder why I'm a cynical asshole, and then I remember I live in this world. Not some magical land of rainbows and unicorns and super awesome bullshit. And you shouldn't lace your ecstasy with LSD. Just saying. Vince Womack says Oregonians sounds like a race from Star Trek. Kind of. It makes me think of Skyrim with the Argonians, but Oregonians. It's a fucking weird ass name. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a fun show. I've had a good time so far. I mean, we talked about a dead body that didn't get discovered because of people thinking it was a Halloween prop. We talked about some freaky ass dude fucking a stuffed animal in the back of a car. Talked about retarded ass teacher and school that was thought like blood and honey. Oh, that's fine. 4th graders being like, Mommy, she had boobs. And then, of course, Oregon deciding you can be completely illiterate. It doesn't fucking matter. Because reading, writing, and arithmetic are now, ladies and gentlemen, racist. Yep. That's a super great. The future looks so bright to me. Like 1,000 suns. Oh, wait. Fuck. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to go ahead and bounce, see if there's some rolls I can eat, because I'm hungry still. But anyway, stay sexy, don't get murdered, and as always, have a wonderful time. Yeah, I didn't push the button in time. It's my bad.